Town has been struggling to address its housing backlog for years, a backlog which officials say now stands at over 350,000, a problem compounded by COVID-19. Hill-Lewis says the release of the Salt River Market precinct is history in the making. It's set to be developed into a 9-storey development close to social and economic amenities.
These pieces of property have, in many cases, really inched their way at snail's pace through the system. That is exactly why we set up the priority program for land release earlier this year, to focus literally on a monthly basis on each of those pieces of land, what progress has been made in the last 30 days, what progress we expect in the next 30 days, and keep pushing until you actually get some of those obstacles broken down. And the results are clear. We've got 3 of those properties now through council in just 3 months. So that's really great acceleration and progress.
The Pickwick Road site, also in Salt River, has received in-principle approval. Here, some 600 social housing units are expected to be constructed. Hill-Lewis says construction at the Salt River Market site can go ahead as soon as the contractor is ready. The bidding process for the Pickwick site is expected to conclude by early next year.
When we cancelled the entire program in 2018 October, because it was bundled together, it would have been given to one service provider, and we felt that that was not competitive. We needed to give different developers, different social housing institutions, and for them to develop these sites differently so that we can expedite. So the unbundling of that particular process took us a bit of a while.
Opposition parties in council say they are not opposed to social housing development, but that the process must be transparent.
I was telling him now in council that he must go and read the performance of human settlement development in terms of the quarterly report. They have performed dismally. So this issue that he announced this morning doesn't excite us. It's not his program. In fact, everything that he said here in the morning, everything that he said to us was said by Delil. So there is a say that don't claim easy victories.
CBD and Khayelitsha has been waiting for a project to be realized almost 15, 20 years. So if he's really serious about that, he will take the housing project as well, put it in Khayelitsha, in CBD, and say, right, that project that I was going to do there, I'm also going to do in Khayelitsha. So and again, even with the amounts that he's going to say, this is how much the rental is going to be for, cater it or tailor-make it for the people and the affordability of the place in which they come from.
Housing Pressure Group, Reclaim the City, has welcomed the announcement with caution. It's also highlighted the issue of affordability.
Those of us who have been living in these occupations, in these occupied buildings, like Sisigo House and Albert Kasrada House, which also form part of the 11 sites, have been building an alternative. In fact, to date, for the past 5 years, occupations around Cape Town have been the only housing alternatives.
The city says it aims to release as many of its sites as possible for social housing in a bid to build a more inclusive city. Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.